Tell us about General David Petraeus. He is a remarkable and powerful figure, once talked about as a possible presidential candidate himself.
Absolutely. I just spoke with a senior source of President-elect Trump's transition team, and what the source told me was that David Petraeus will be at Trump Tower in New York City later this afternoon to meet with Donald Trump, and that he is under heavy consideration for Secretary of State. My story just posted on the Bloomberg, in which it notes, of course, that there has been increasing infighting amongst Trump top sources and Trump's top advisors about who exactly he should pick. Of course, many folks, including senior advisor Kellyanne Conway, very skeptical of Mitt Romney, who up until this point was perceived as being the front runner for Secretary of State.
Kevin, regarding Petraeus, is there nothing that would disqualify people from being nominated to various posts here? I mean, the guy resigned after allegedly leaking classified information to his biographer with whom he was having an affair. I mean, with that on your resume, I don't get it, I have to admit.
Well, over the course of the campaign, I will be quite honest here. We heard Donald Trump say repeatedly on the campaign trail, as well as in interviews, that he thought General Petraeus got a quote-unquote raw deal in comparison to then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton for how she handled her use of a private email server. And he made that a point of comparison several times throughout the campaign trail. But, you know, of course, he does have that checkered past, as you alluded to. He did resign in November of 2012 following that fallout of the investigation regarding leaking perhaps of classified material as a result of that extramarital affair. But again, he had a lot of, Donald Trump gave him a lot of praise on the campaign trail several times I can remember on the trail.
And Kevin, this is sort of a pattern, it appears, with the president-elect. He has a general, a three-star general who's going to be his national security advisor. He's seriously considering a four-star general, the Marines, Mattis, for the Defense Department. And David Petraeus, we have to remember, was head of CENTCOM. He led the surge in Afghanistan, in Iraq and then Afghanistan. I mean, he is sort of a warrior's warrior. Donald Trump, who called the generals rubbish, they've been reduced to rubbish, now is turning generals across the board, it seems like.
I spoke with one source who made that point directly and said that he seems to be surrounding himself with military type of folks. And of course, General Petraeus, as you alluded to, someone who is still very highly well respected inside of the intelligence community, despite that checkered past. But, you know, again, I think the comparison between Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server and General Petraeus is something we're going to be hearing a lot about, particularly if he decides not to prosecute Hillary Clinton, but picks General Petraeus.